Have you ever stopped to ponder if melanin, the pigment that gives your skin, hair, and eyes their color, could be worth more than gold? Now, that's a thought to mull over, isn't it? The idea that the pigment responsible for the vast spectrum of human skin tones could be more valuable than one of the most sought-after precious metals on Earth. Now, how can this be? It's simple, really. The value of a substance is often determined by its rarity and its utility. And melanin, as it turns out, is both rare and incredibly useful. Let's talk numbers for a moment. In the global market, melanin is priced at over $350 a gram. To put that in perspective, gold, as of today, is valued at approximately $50 a gram. That's right, melanin is worth 7 times more than gold. This market value of melanin has been on a steady rise, thanks to its growing demand in various sectors such as pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and more. It's a pigment that's not just about color, but about function too. Melanin is a natural sunscreen, protecting our skin from harmful ultraviolet rays. It's an antioxidant, combating free radicals in our bodies. And it's even believed to play a role in our neural functioning. These versatile functions of melanin are why it's so highly valued and sought after. So, you see, melanin is more than just a pigment. It's an integral part of our biology, a natural protector, and a crucial player in our health and well-being. And all these factors contribute to its high worth. But before we get carried away, let's remember that the value of melanin doesn't make one skin tone superior to another. Our worth as individuals is not determined by the amount of melanin in our skin, but by our character, our actions, and our contributions to society. So, it turns out melanin isn't just a color pigment, but a valuable asset that's more expensive than gold. Now, isn't that something to reflect on? Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is this precious substance called melanin? Well, let's unravel this mystery together. Melanin is a pigment, a substance that imparts color. It is produced in specialized cells known as melanocytes. Imagine these melanocytes as tiny factories within your body, working diligently to produce this pigment. The process begins with an amino acid called tyrosine. With the help of an enzyme called tyrosinase, tyrosine is transformed into melanin. This process, known as melanogenesis, is like a meticulous recipe followed by these microscopic chefs, the melanocytes. But what makes melanin so special? It is responsible for the color of our skin, hair, and eyes. The more melanin your body produces, the darker your skin, hair, and eyes will be. Think of it like mixing paint. The more black paint you add, the darker the color becomes. The same principle applies to melanin. Interestingly, we all have approximately the same number of melanocytes. Yes, regardless of whether your skin is as dark as a moonless night or as light as the morning sun, you have nearly the same quantity of these melanin-producing cells. What differs is the amount of melanin that these cells produce and distribute. To make things even more captivating, the type of melanin produced also plays a role in determining color. There are 2 primary types of melanin, eumelanin and pheomelanin. Eumelanin imparts a brown or black color, while pheomelanin provides a yellow or red hue. The balance between these 2 types of melanin gives us the myriad of skin, hair, and eye colors we see in the world. So, in a nutshell, melanin is a masterful artist, creating a unique palette for each one of us. It is not just a pigment, it is a storyteller, narrating the tale of our ancestral roots, our evolutionary journey, and our individual identity. In essence, melanin is the artist of your body, painting your skin, hair, and eyes in shades of its own. But melanin is not just a color pigment, it has a much bigger role to play in our bodies. Consider it as a multitasking marvel, a shade provider, a defender, and a conductor of sorts. It may seem like a simple pigment, but its functions are far more complex and crucial to our existence. Let's take a look at some of its roles. First, melanin serves as our skin's natural sunscreen. It provides a shield against harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. When we're exposed to the sun, our bodies produce more melanin to absorb and dissipate the UV rays, preventing them from causing damage to our skin cells. It's quite the diligent defender, don't you think? But the sun protection is not the only superhero trait of melanin. It's also a fantastic heat absorber. It can absorb a significant amount of heat from the sun, helping to regulate our body temperature. So, when it's sweltering outside, melanin is there, working to keep you cool. Now let's move on to a less-known funk. You might be intrigued to know where in your body you can find the most melanin. Well, let's dive into that. When we think of melanin, we often picture the skin, and for good reason. The skin is indeed the largest organ where melanin is found in high concentration. It's the melanin in your skin that gives it its unique shade, from the lightest porcelain to the deepest ebony. But the story doesn't end there. This pigment also plays a key role in the coloring of our eyes and hair. In the iris of our eyes, melanin's distribution determines the unique color spectrum we see in people's eyes, from the darkest brown to the lightest blue. Similarly, in hair, melanin contributes to a range of hues from blonde to brunette to black. Now, it's important to note that the distribution of melanin is not uniform across all individuals. It varies greatly from person to person and is largely determined by genetics. Some individuals may have more melanin concentrated in certain parts of their body, such as the face or arms. This variability in melanin distribution is what gives us our unique appearances, contributing to the diverse beauty we see in the human race. But melanin's role doesn't stop at appearances. It also plays a significant role in protecting the skin from harmful UV radiation, absorbing the majority of these rays and preventing them from causing damage to our skin cells. That's why individuals with darker skin, who have higher levels of melanin, are generally less susceptible to sunburn and skin cancer. So there you have it. Melanin is not just a pigment that colors our skin, eyes, and hair. It is a crucial part of our body's defense mechanism against the sun, playing a key role in our health and well-being, and its distribution throughout our bodies influences not only how we look, but also how our bodies respond to environmental factors. So, the most melanin in your body is where you'd expect it to be, on the very surface, coloring your life, quite literally. So, is melanin really more precious than gold? You bet it is. As we've journeyed through the fascinating world of melanin, we've discovered that this humble pigment, often overlooked, is invaluable. It's not just a matter of how much it's worth on the market, but rather the priceless role it plays in our bodies and our lives. Let's take a moment to look back at what we've learned. We started with the basics, unraveling the mystery of what melanin actually is. As we discovered, it's a natural pigment found in most organisms, responsible for a variety of colors in our world, from the black of our hair to the brown of our skin, and even the blue of certain bird feathers. We then delved deeper into the multifaceted functions of melanin. Beyond being just a colorant, melanin acts as our body's natural sunscreen, absorbing and scattering harmful ultraviolet rays to protect our skin from damage. It's also involved in the regulation of various physiological processes, making it a vital component of our overall health. Next, we explored how melanin is distributed in our bodies. While it's most commonly associated with our skin, hair, and eyes, melanin is actually present in many parts of our body, including the inner ear and parts of our brain. This wide distribution underscores just how important melanin is in our daily functions. So, when we talk about the worth of melanin, it's not just about the high price it can fetch on the market. It's about acknowledging the crucial role it plays in our bodies, from protecting us from harmful sun rays to contributing to our overall well-being. And that, dear friends, makes melanin invaluable. It's not gold, diamonds, or any other precious metal that's the most valuable thing in our lives. It's melanin, the pigment that colors our world and protects our bodies. And that, dear listeners, is the truth about melanin, the priceless pigment of life.